I have created an online course on the W.I.L.L system for macro work, specific methods which are natural, no any like artificial means for concentration, like any mantra or visualization or concentration of different body parts or whatever, rituals, anything like that. So natural objects of concentration used to align yourself, to create this interface between the micro and macro universe, to give immense power to your individual thought. It's mainly practical oriented course. So I explain a thesis shortly, give some theory, explain some aspect of the work, and then we do exercise. And after the exercise, questions and answers. So it's quite interactive and it's experience oriented. So my aim with this online course is not for you to become more clever, but to become more efficient on a collective level as well in your individual life. Showing some possible problems in the macro work and how to overcome it, how to overcome them. Like, for example, when you want to make a change on a global level, you can take some of the collective karma on yourself. So by worrying about global situation, for example, you are sending a signal, an impulse, an information to the collective consciousness that you want to take some of the collective burden on yourself. That's not good, of course. And I know many people, these nice, compassionate people, whose individual lives are overflowed with this collective burden. They cannot handle it. No one can. So it's really important to know how to keep a distance, a disattachment from the collective level, and in the same time to connect with it in order to make an influence. So these different types of interfaces between individual and collective are serving not just to connect you with the collective, but also to protect you, to protect your individual life from collective influences. Or simple ways how you can, for example, if you ask yourself, right now. Within my individual consciousness, what part of it is presence of collective within? What part of my individual consciousness space is connected with collective consciousness, where collective consciousness is present in my individual consciousness space? And you become aware of it. So now it's not unconscious or subconscious, it becomes conscious. You are aware of it. Whatever you are aware of, you have control over it. You are protected from undesired influences coming from collective. And also ask yourself, what part of collective consciousness has my individual consciousness as present within it? So, how collective consciousness is present in individual consciousness, and how individual consciousness is present in collective consciousness. So there is intersection. When you are clear aware of it, you can use it willingly, consciously, to make a difference, to give your contribution in transformation of collective consciousness. And through that work, also influence your personal life in the most powerful and effective way, creating sustainable results. So, whatever is object of your work, you should be at distance from it. Like, if you want to heal your physical body with your concentrated thought, so you are sending the light thought, positive thought to your cells. If you are identified with your physical body, you cannot do it. So object of your work is object of your perception. And the perceiver is different from the object of perception. So, whatever you want to work on, you need to be at distance, meaning you should not be identified with the object of your work. So if you want to work on the consciousness, individual or collective consciousness, you should not be identified with your own consciousness. So where should your self-awareness be? What is the source of your consciousness from which you can be aware of your consciousness? You can have it in front of you, kind of, so that you can make a change. You see, that's why I think overstressing the work from the level of consciousness is not giving efficient, lasting results because of identification with the consciousness. And when you are centered in your true self, in your inner self, which has a nature of love, then your consciousness is in front of you. And this active component of the self which I call true will, can act on individual consciousness and collective alike to make a change, to induce transformation. And this information, for example, it's not enough. You need the method, you need the experience to really perceive your inner center, to see, to experience how the will, true will, which is active component of love, we can say, works. And through that experience, you will have your own knowledge, your own understanding. So my aim is not to share knowledge. Otherwise, I would just write books. My aim is to share experience which will reflect in every individual consciousness in completely different way. So you have your own understanding, your own insights, so that you can be authentic in your macro work and self-sufficient in your individual life. That's why the structure of the online course program is such, it's basic level. To provide you with this experience and to facilitate that experience as much as it is possible. So apart from the methods and practices of the W.I.L.L system for macro life development, I also use high-tech devices. First, mainly it is creative consciousness, creative concentration amplifier. That's a specific device which is totally shifting paradigm and our understanding how technology can be connected with our individual consciousness in the totally safe way, totally respecting our individuality, simply how technology can amplify intensity and quality of concentrated thought. We have a lot of experience now with the creative concentration amplifiers. I use 3 devices synchronized to work as one. Simply put, concentration of the thought is amplified hundreds of times. It's difficult to estimate, but development that people are experiencing, practitioners are experiencing, is really amazing. I'm not fond of sharing like testimonials, like first of all, I'm not drawn to anything because many people find it great. There is no guarantee that it will be great for me. The only way to be sure is to test it, to try it. But during the online, so it's separate, continuous online course where we use facilitation of our creative concentration through with the help of these special devices. just to give you some idea how it works, every concentrated thought, positive thought, has a light component. It's like a biosignal generated in our consciousness. And this light component of concentrated thought is caught by the lenses on the top of the device, amplified through the optical block, and introduced into collective consciousness. So it's literally working like a lens that is amplifying, focusing and amplifying light. This device is kind of lens for consciousness, we would say. So you can have much faster development and much stronger and powerful concentration than you would have by your own practice. So during this online course, as we practice, we will practice exercises for the macro work with the help, with the aid of these devices. In that way, I am ensuring your fast development, that that everyone has an experience this macro work. After the online course, you will be invited to join a group for macro work. We are working for quite some time with amazing results. I'm really proud and really happy how participants are developing, and actual effects on collective and global level we have achieved through this work. So once you go through this basic online course on W.I.L.L system for macro life development, you are invited on voluntary basis to practice your macro work in a group where I provide further guidance. And later, there are different levels, advanced and master level of this work. Once you have your own experience of true will and how it acts on global as well as on individual level, then advanced work is more getting more understanding and knowledge that is refining your already existing experience, going into some nuances like what are the global structures that are receiving our set goal, macro work goal, as a program. How you create a program out of your macro goal, and where you upload that program to ensure continuous automatic realization of this goal. There are different global and universal structures that are used for that purpose. Also, what is actually intelligent light of life, this universal medium that connects all creation on informational, on energy level, on spiritual level as well. What are the different structures, light structures, and different functions of intelligent light of life, and how these different elements of intelligent light of life can be used for the universal well-being. And so on and so forth. There is a huge body of knowledge within the will system. It's unique, it's authentic. It's not a compilation of books I have read or different teachings I have heard. It's coming from my own personal experience and research for 30 years now. And it's an answer to all the questions left unanswered. I had during practicing many different teachings, and simply I tried to solve, and results are showing that it's really efficient. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the results that other people are getting. To solve these different issues, different angles that are not, to my knowledge, properly addressed in other different teachings. So please don't get me wrong. I truly, totally respect and admire everyone who pray or meditate or do any ritual or just send positive thoughts for the global well-being. Any method, any system, I really, really admire and respect it highly. My intention is simply to share this will system to improve the results, to have better efficiency and more sustainability of results. And to my knowledge, and according to experience of the people who are practicing these methods of will system, it's really amazing how fast you can develop on individual level and what kind of results on a global level you can achieve. We have witnessed that. So that is all I would like to share with you. I think that this online course is for everyone who is not 100% egocentric. So even if you, as I said, even if you are self-centered, doing the macro work is best way to ensure your own development in your personal life. And it's for everyone in the sense that practices are simple. Anyone can practice it. So the best way is just to test it. Send me an email to the will.system111@gmail.com, and we will arrange trial session with this creative concentration amplifiers, and you can see how it works for you. apply one simple method of concentration I will share with you and see how it works. But if you always wanted to have efficient method to give your contribution to the global well-being, this online course is definitely for you. So what I speak is, this is not marketing. I'm not a seller. I don't know how to sell. Simply, I'm sharing my enthusiasm and experience I have and other people who are practicing the same will system with you. If it resonates with you, you're welcome. Thank you for your attention.